Did you know that the fallopian tubes can move and actively grab an egg from the ovary? Sounds like something out of science fiction, right? Well, it's true. Hey everyone, welcome back to Did You Know, where we uncover mind-blowing facts about science, history, and everything in between. Before we start our deep dive, if you like us and want to support us, there's a free and simple way to do that. Just hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out when we put out new videos. Today, we're talking about a part of the body that gets way less credit than it deserves, the fallopian tubes. And trust me ladies, after this, you're going to have a newfound respect for your own reproductive system. Because these little tubes, they are hardworking queens. Okay, so picture this. The fallopian tubes, they're like the VIP escort service for your eggs, making sure they get from point A, the ovary, to point B, the uterus, in style. But here's the kicker. They're not just boring old tunnels. They actually move and grab the egg when it's released. At the very end of each tube, there are these finger-like structures called fimbriae. Think of them as those wacky, inflatable tube men you see at car dealerships, but with a purpose. When an ovary releases an egg, the fimbriae wave around like crazy to create a current and gently guide the egg inside. And that's just the beginning of their journey. Once that egg is inside the fallopian tube, it doesn't just chill and wait for something to happen. Nope, it's on the most important road trip of its life, straight to the uterus, and the fallopian tube? It's laying down the red carpet. Now, the fallopian tube is lined with cilia, tiny hair-like structures that are basically the body's version of an airport moving walkway. They're constantly moving, pushing the egg along, and they never get tired. Meanwhile, the tube itself does a little dance using peristalsis, those same muscle contractions that help you digest food. This journey takes about 24 hours, and if sperm are present, they'll be racing like their lives depend on it, because, well, they do. When the first one reaches the egg, it's there the magic starts. Fertilization happens and a future baby begins forming. Now, while fallopian tubes are basically biological egg chauffeurs, they're also delicate divas. If they get blocked or damaged, it can lead to some serious reproductive issues. One of those is ectopic pregnancy. This is when a fertilized egg implants inside the tube instead of the uterus. Not only is this dangerous for the mother, but it can be life-threatening if not treated. Then there's pelvic inflammatory disease, PID. Usually caused by infections like chlamydia or gonorrhea, PID can cause scarring that blocks the tubes, making it difficult or impossible to get pregnant. The good news is that there are ways to diagnose and treat many of these issues, like HSG scans, laparoscopic surgery, and even IVF to bypass blocked tubes altogether. So if you're experiencing any unusual symptoms, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. Alright, are you ready for some seriously cool science? Because we're about to get into some weird but true facts about the fallopian tubes. First up, scientists think fallopian tubes may have stem cells. That means they could have regenerative properties, meaning they might be able to repair themselves. How cool is that? And get this, recent research suggests that ovarian cancer might actually start in the fallopian tubes. Yep, you heard that right. This discovery is leading to new treatments and even preventative measures. Chapter 5. Myths and misconceptions about the fallopian tubes. Now let's bust some myths because there's a lot of misinformation floating around out there about the fallopian tubes. Myth number 1. The uterus is where conception happens. Nope, fertilization happens inside the fallopian tube, not the uterus. The fertilized egg then takes another few days to reach the uterus for implantation. Myth number 2. You can feel your fallopian tubes working. Sorry to disappoint, but you don't feel them waving around. And finally, myth number 3. If you have one fallopian tube removed, you can't get pregnant. False. If the remaining tube is healthy, pregnancy is still totally possible. Chapter 6. How lifestyle affects your fallopian tube health. Here's the thing. Your daily habits can impact your fallopian tube health. So, let's talk about what you can do to keep those tubes in tip-top shape. First and foremost, eat an anti-inflammatory diet. Foods rich in omega-3s like salmon, antioxidants like berries, and leafy greens help reduce inflammation that can harm reproductive organs. Exercise is another important factor. Regular physical activity supports reproductive health and can help prevent conditions like endometriosis. And please, whatever you do, avoid smoking. Smoking damages the fallopian tube's cilia, which are crucial for moving the egg along. Lastly, don't underestimate the importance of regular checkups. Chapter 7. Why the fallopian tubes deserve more respect. Ladies, let's be real. The fallopian tubes do a lot of behind-the-scenes work, and they hardly get the credit they deserve. They capture the egg, they transport it, they provide the perfect environment for fertilization. They're like the ultimate matchmakers. So let's give a round of applause to these unsung heroes of the reproductive system. You guys are the real deal. Fallopian tubes, the unsung heroes. So the next time you think about the human body, remember, the fallopian tubes aren't just sitting there. They're actively working to create life. They're grabbing, waving, contracting, and transporting. It's where life can begin for humans, and we are giving it the recognition it deserves. Isn't that mind-blowing? If you loved learning about these amazing organs, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts and any questions you have. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.